One race governing another is oppression, apartheid, depression. They ain't got no discretion. Racial war and tension. The false matrix, no suspension. Permanent ecosystem recession. Administered by aggression, causing evident regression. Upheld by distractions and digression. Never learned the lesson. Amateur factions without a mission. Hopeless, with no vision. Death to fatal decision. Flamaki. How are thee doing on this beautiful, beautiful night? Oh. Can you hear the crickets? It's been drizzling on and off all day here in Joburg South. Beautiful. More biscuits, but I told you that you can only have one helping because that biscuits you must share with your brother and your sister. Scratch your bowl clean. These offerings that I present to you are meant to be mused over, because each line in every single poem that I write can be deciphered and has a very depthful meaning. As you might have noticed, all of my offerings are about the current situation, about truth, and about love. That's the constant theme. It's truth and love. Constant, consistent. So enjoy. We need to in last night's episode I spoke about
I did finish.
Okay, just hold it, I'm gonna be with you now, ne? In last night's episode I spoke about sitting cover and be warm.
I want to do this.
Let me hold it for you. I'll put it here next to my cup over here on the floor. Can I cover you? Come, let's be warm. So two Geminis are sitting out here in this beautiful evening. It's what a interesting year we've been having season wise. Hey, we haven't been having seasons, but yet the trees and nature, like the tree kingdom, the plant kingdom, are on time and all in alignment and blooming beautifully. There's personally in my neighborhood, I noticed it to be a very, very fruitful. It's already started with the berries. Very fruitful season, you know. But the weather, guys, is it just me? But it's been off. It's been like cold when it's supposed to be hot, and hot when it's supposed to be cold. But still beautiful, you know. I love the unpredictability. Thank you, nature. My daughter and I I've been having some really deep conversations. Like today, we were talking about our speech and how she's like, Mama, I really need to practice talking English. Pardon, she was stumbling over words, and I was like, yeah, girl. I was literally thinking the same thing, that I want to literally do my own speech therapy for myself until I can afford to hire someone and like practice speaking slower and not getting lost in the maze of my thoughts, and also speaking completely from a pure place, you know, not to get my childhood mother figure's attention, you know. We have to constantly be aware of ourselves and constantly introspect and make sure that our inner child is being fully nurtured and taken care of, so that our inner child can fully heal, and so that we can't self-sabotage without realizing it, you know, because our inner child is still looking for attention and affection. Do you feel that? So we were talking about that. It was a really deep conversation. My daughter, I'm so proud of her. Wow. The other day I was saying, I was like, of all of my siblings, like if we were all like our ideal selves and doing our best to be our best selves, I would be the least motherly one, because I'm the free spirit of the family. I just want to be out there exploring the world, and because it's like I was the only one that took accountability, so I was the only one who was like able to have bare children that would actually be of benefit, to society. But it's deep. If you look at timelines, what's happening, what you're doing on other timelines, in other timelines, you're in a completely opposite reality as to what you're now. Like, holler if you feel me. Holler. Am I making sense? Musings. I had to remind myself why I started this social media journey in the first place, why I started creating content. And it was to share my journey live, not to sit on a nice plush couch and tell you about how I used to struggle, but to show you, listen here, see ya, I'm struggling. And then you be with me as I climb out of the struggle. And I had to remind myself recently, hey, that's why you create this, for nothing else. Everything else doesn't matter. Everything else doesn't matter. In my the offering that I posted last night, I did bring up a little bit about government and their purpose, so you can definitely go check that out. And today we'll focus a little more on oppression, and how it's been discreetly happening still, especially for the colored people. For the colored people, apartheid never ended. It just got new management. Go look at BEE, Exhibit A. Then some triple BEE, triple EEE. What the fuck the hell in the fuck? We take company pictures and then there's 3 colored people. Did you see how many babies we are making? And blatantly oppress every other racial group except for the racial group that is in the government. What has this become? What a farce. But all of that is changing now. It's in our full awareness. A few years ago, I just so happened to walk into the lounge when the part of the budget speech, the State of the Nation address, was playing, where former President Jacob Zuma was stating the economic allocation per race. And you can correct me on the exact figures, but it was something along the lines of the economic allocation for coloreds are 2%, Indians was around 7%, white was around, 12% or something, and then Chinese were included in black, and that was the 73% or something, whatever the remainder is. And it was that day that Spirit was ready to come and brought it to my awareness, and I was like, what? And if you go on Google, they'll say there that coloreds are included. So if someone in America goes now to check what is the economic situation in South Africa, they will assume that coloreds, and I don't like using the word black because the word black means white, because the word black is derived from the word blank, meaning blank. So it's the whitewashing, it's the whole agenda of whitewashing. So that's the attempt to whitewash the Bantu or the commission or the more, comment what you would feel most regal being called, On Google, it states that coloreds are included in BEE. And do you see what? So that gives you the impression that, oh no, it's equal rights, which we know is not true. You cannot have one race governing or administering a country, because then you're going to have some flopo somewhere along the way. There's supposed to be a even and equal. Okay, let's go. There has to be a even and equal distribution of duties and roles to cover all the cultures in the country, to ensure that, So even in the previous video, I was talking about the auditing, the independent auditor that each country requires. And that's another thing that will be audited, the employees in the government. Is every race covered? And is all roles covered with full integrity? But that's it for me for tonight. Let me go. Let these two Geminis go get some beauty sleep. To get in touch and support me, the details will be in the comments or the description. Arigato gozaimasu. Kanjans. Ashe. Amin.